Hello and welcome to the Aggressive Optimism Podcast with Jenna Edwards. That's me. Today, I know I mentioned last week and the last few weeks that I was going to be doing interviews moving forward, but I wanted to talk to you about something that has been pulling at me. And it's like when something's good, but it's not aligned, right? So today, I just said I was supposed to be doing an interview episode, and the interviews are freaking great, you guys. I'm like so genuinely excited about them. They've been interesting and thoughtful, and the kind of conversation I actually really hope to have for the podcast. And so this isn't, this is clearly not about the guests. They are freaking awesome. But I realized something over the last couple of weeks. Something wasn't quite aligned. And this morning, I really had to sit there and have like a come to Jesus with myself, right? And try to figure out why I was feeling so off about releasing the interview episodes. And I realized this morning that it wasn't the interview episodes themselves, but it was how I was trying to release them. I am still like kind of working through where I want to show up, how I want to show up, and I wanted to like honor the guests with alignment, right? Like they've given their time, they've given their energy, and I do not take that lightly. And so I want to pause today and try and figure out like how I can release the episodes in a way that feels really aligned with what I'm doing, right? And it's so funny because I think this is one of those like moments where aggressive optimism actually shows up in real life, not just as a concept, right? Because optimism isn't pretending everything is working out perfectly. Sometimes optimism is stepping back and saying, okay, something here isn't quite right yet. And I'll be honest, my instinct as a producer, which is how I've spent most of my career, is to just keep moving, just keep pushing, right? Get the thing done. What's the saying? The show must go on. Like that whole attitude. But I just like couldn't do it because the more I sat with it, the more I realized I just didn't want to do it that way. Again, not because the interviews weren't good. They're really great. But because the way I was thinking about sharing them with the world just didn't feel right yet. When something doesn't feel aligned, I've learned it's usually worth paying attention to. And one of the things I've talked about in the solo episodes is this idea that we don't just escape things, right? We build. And building sometimes means adjusting the structure, and it means adjusting it while it's already in motion, which is super uncomfortable, y'all, because part of me was thinking like, just put them out there. But another part of me was thinking, wait, these conversations deserve intention. I feel like intention might be my word of the year. I haven't quite figured out my word of the year yet. But it's feeling like intention is coming up a lot for me recently, right? Because the guests deserve intention. And honestly, my time deserves intention. So, and your time deserves intention. So I didn't want to just start posting them all willy-nilly and hope it worked itself out, right? Like that's not building. That's just throwing things into the wild. So I'm doing something that I actually think more people should feel comfortable doing. And I'm stepping back for a minute. I'm not stopping. I'm not quitting. I'm just adjusting, which is why you're hearing a solo episode today. Because sometimes alignment isn't about the work itself. It's about the structure around the work. And if the structure is off, even good things can feel a little clunky. And here's the funny part, right? If you've listened to the last few solo episodes, you know this is kind of my pattern. I build, then I look at what I build, then I adjust. Then I keep building. It's not glamorous. It's not perfectly planned, though I wish, honestly, it was. But it's just something that, I need to express, and I'm grateful to all of you for sticking with me while I do that, because I really think the show is going to be so worth the effort and worth your time. And I mean, it's not meant to be perfectly polished, right? It's not meant to feel corporate. I'm a one person band over here, right? And I don't want it to feel like a marketing funnel. I want it to feel like a room where interesting people like sit down and talk about how they built the things they care about. That's the heart of my goal with this podcast. And so when something around that heart feels slightly off, I have to trust that instinct. So that's what this moment is, right? It's just a small adjustment. The conversations are still happening and they're really good again. Like I know I said that before. And I'm actually really excited about them now, more now, honestly, than when I recorded them. I just want to make sure that the way they enter the world makes sense for you, for the guests, for the whole idea of this show. And I guess this is a good reminder that building something in real time means you're allowed to adjust. You're allowed to pause. You're allowed to say, you know what? Let me think about this for a second. Y'all, that's not failure. That's stewardship. So today is just a little check-in, a little moment of honesty. The interviews are coming. Don't worry. They're great. And I'm excited for you to hear them. I just want to make sure that when they land the way they deserve to. In the meantime, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being part of something that's still being built. And honestly, it's kind of my favorite kind of project, the kind where we figure it out together. So follow the show, leave a review, share this with someone who's building something of their own and maybe feeling a little insecure about it. Until next time, go be realistic. And by realistic, I mean optimistic. Let's do this.